Is the Bible perfect? Does it have any mistakes? What I mean is our Bible an accurate copy of the original? Do we have the real Bible, and how do we know for sure? Now, most of the debate on this issue focuses on the New Testament, and the New Testament affirms the Old. So we'll limit our discussion in this video to the New Testament. If we know a little bit about how we got our New Testament, it will help us to understand this issue. The first thing we need to know is that we don't have any of the original writings of any of the New Testament books. These are what scholars call the autographs. That's the documents that the writers wrote down themselves. But how do we know for sure what was in the originals if we don't have them? This is where the science of textual criticism comes in. These are the people that study ancient handwritten copies of the Bible called manuscripts. They compare how they're the same and how they're different. And by doing this, they can reconstruct the contents of the original documents. Now obviously, the more data they have to work with, the more certain they can be about what was in the original. So how many ancient manuscripts do we have of the New Testament? About 25,000. We also have the writings of the early church leaders quoting the New Testament. Now we can reconstruct nearly all the New Testament just using these. What we have today is not copies of copies on down the line, like this. We're able to look back into the past by studying these manuscripts, so it looks something more like this. You can be certain that the Bible we have is an accurate copy of the original. But why do some Bibles leave out verses that others include? Now this is called a textual variant. A textual variant is where not all the manuscripts agree and there's not an overwhelming amount of evidence in favor of one or the other. Most of the textual variants are spelling or grammar that don't affect the meaning of the passage. By most, I mean 99.5% of the New Testament is without a variant that would change the meaning of the text. Now that percentage is getting smaller as scholars keep finding and studying more manuscripts. Of that 0.5%, there are really only two variants that are significant. The first is the long ending of Mark 16:9-20. It talks about drinking poison and picking up snakes. There's pretty much universal agreement among scholars that this passage is not in the original. Not because of what it says, that's not their concern. It's because it's not included in the earliest and most reliable manuscripts we have. If it is included in your Bible, it probably has brackets around it and a footnote explaining why. The second is John 7:53. This is a story about the woman caught in adultery. And most scholars agree that this is an authentic story. They just don't think John is the one who wrote it down. They think it belongs in the Bible, but they can't agree on where it should go. Many of the ancient manuscripts have this story listed in a different place in John's Gospel or in a different Gospel. Neither of these variants affect any Christian teaching. In fact, no variant affects any teaching in the Bible. The fact that scholars can spot a variant and know if it belongs in the Bible should increase our confidence in the accuracy of Scripture. And most of our translations now will point out textual variants and footnotes at the bottom of the page. So do we have the real Bible? Yes. You can know with certainty that the Bible we have today is an accurate copy of the original. Now, if you want to check out more of our content about common questions of the Christian faith, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell if you want updates on our post.